Hey everyone, this is Nitromedes here, and in today's video I'm gonna give you 5 good reasons to consider adding HPB high performance blockchain into your portfolio. Now, before we start, I just want to say that this video is made for educational purposes only and it should not be treated as a financial advice. You guys should keep in mind that this is a highly speculative market we're going to talk about, and before you start throwing your money in, just make sure you do your own research. Now, I've been following this project since early 2018 and I'm pretty impressed with the development so far, so I just want to share with you. Okay, so let's do it. 5 reasons to buy HPB. So reason number 1 is that HPB is the first company to successfully design and manufacture hardware that is made to increase a blockchain ability to scale up. In other words, to be able to process more transactions per second. The hardware is called BOE, and as the name indicates, its main purpose is to offload some of the work from the CPU onto the BOE. At the BOE launch and reveal event in July 2018, there was a live test of 2 identical servers, one with BOE and one without. The server without BOE took 40 seconds to process 200,000 inspection data using 76% of CPU. The server with BOE took only 8 seconds to process the same amount of data using only 5% of CPU. That's 5 times faster using only a fraction of CPU.
Now just try to remember how hardware components changed other industries. For example, how GPUs changed gaming industry. Like, try to play a video game without GPU today, it's impossible. Or how ASIC miners changed Bitcoin mining. Even when you think about internet, the speed was mainly increased thanks to hardware such as ADSL or fiber optics.
And now here comes HPB with their BOE hardware that is designed to make blockchain more scalable and more energy efficient. For me, this just by itself is a good reason to have some. HPB mainnet is up and running since September 2018 and it is already able to process more than 5,000 transactions per second globally and over 10,000 transactions per second in China, where currently most of the nodes are located. With mainnet upgrade scheduled for mid-June, it is very likely that this number is going to increase in the very near future.
Now, when you compare this to some of the top-ranked projects here, you'll find out that 100/300 nodes and over 5k TPS globally isn't bad at all. I believe it's actually one of the best ratios in the market.
HPB has its own algorithm. It's called proof of performance, where all nodes are incentivized to add as much performance to the network as possible, because the higher their performance, the better their chances to become a block producing node and therefore increase their rewards. The node system itself is rather unique as well, but I won't go into detail here because I want to keep this short, but I'll tell you guys where to look for it later. The reason number 2 is that HPB is not only scalable and energy efficient, it is also very secure because BOE hardware adds another layer of security. Anyone with fraudulent intentions would have to overcome not only the software part but also the hardware part of the HPB. Part of the BOE is hardware random number generator that increases security and reliability of encrypted channels. This hardware random number generator, among others, takes into account voltage and temperature when generating random numbers, which means the numbers are really unpredictable because you can simply never know exact values. Now let's see what Wikipedia has to say about this. The major use for hardware random number generators is in the field of data encryption. For example, to create random cryptographic keys and nonces needed to encrypt and sign data. They are a more secure alternative to pseudo-random number generators, software programs commonly used in computers to generate random numbers. Hardware random number generators produce sequences of numbers that are assumed not to be predictable and therefore provide the greatest security when used to encrypt data. So there you go. Wikipedia says that this is the best way to secure your data. Now, speaking of security, it is definitely worth mentioning that there was an audit of both hardware and software by the company called KnownSec. KnownSec is a top Chinese security service provider. Some of their clients include Tencent, China Merchants Bank or Jingdong, which is the biggest competitor to Alibaba, and many more. So it is a very well recognized company. In Q3 2018, HPB approached Nonsec to make security audit of both hardware and software. So they did, and around half a year later, they came to a conclusion that HPB has proved itself to be high-performing blockchain with high security. If these guys say it's secure, I think it's fair to believe them. Reason number 3, HPB is very developer-friendly platform. It is a smart contract platform, very similar to Ethereum in many ways, but unlike Ethereum, it doesn't use its own programming language. You can currently use Java to build on HPB, and other languages such as C+ or Python are in the works. HPB recently released online IDE, integrated development environment, to make it even more easy and convenient for developers to build on HPB. This IDE also supports Solidity language to develop, compile and debug smart contracts. As for flexibility, HPB takes kind of a hybrid approach, where it works as a public blockchain, where anyone is welcome to come and build their decentralized applications, but at the same time, the team recognizes that some companies might not enjoy having all their information on a public ledger. A company that requires more freedom in terms of privacy, for example, can build their own sidechain, which is also supported by HPB. Now, blockchain as an industry is still relatively new, and there are not many people who can make tailored solutions. Fortunately, companies that want to use HPB platform don't need to worry about this at all, because HPB provides end-to-end solutions for enterprises through their blockchain as a service. So hey, if you're a company and you're looking for a blockchain solution, but you just don't know how, need a little help, need a little push, just get in touch with HPB and they will help you out. As a reason number 4, I would like to introduce the mastermind behind this project, Mr. Xiaoming Wang. By the way, HPB has a great team of over 60 full-time employees. They actually grew their team in bear market 2018 by 10 plus people, while many other projects were cutting their numbers down. You can check them on HPB website. I just want to briefly introduce the CEO, because I don't think there are many CEOs in this industry like Mr. Wang. Before getting into blockchain, Xiaoming Wang co-founded a company called Beltal, which was one of the first cross-border e-commerce platforms in China, where he became a CTO in age of 25. And this company quickly grew from a team of just a few into more than 100. In 2012, he co-founded UnionPay Smart, big data division of the world's largest payment processor, UnionPay. 2 years later, he left this rapidly growing industry because he discovered something else, and that was a blockchain technology. He's been lecturing about blockchain advantages ever since. He became very well known and respected among Chinese blockchain community as Blue Lotus. He translated Ethereum official document into Chinese. He wrote a series of books including Blockchain Developer Guide, and he published many scientific articles about blockchain. I mean, what more competences can you possibly ask for from your CEO? The reason number 5, here I would like to introduce some of the companies that are currently building on HPB, because you can be able to process millions of transactions per second, but as long as no one uses your blockchain, it's pretty much useless. And this hardware and software combination attracted some really big names, so let's have a look at some of them. So the first partner I want to introduce is the UnionPay Smart. Yes, the big data division of the world's largest payment processor is partner of HPB, and they are building data authorization and traceability dApp on HPB together. This is absolutely massive. UnionPay is something like Visa or MasterCard, but it's bigger than both of them combined. They currently process over 80% of all transactions in China. This is probably one of the biggest partnerships in the blockchain space. Now, HPB obviously won't be used for the transactions, but it will be used to store their big data, which is maybe even more important. Another partner that is building on HPB is Layer1. Layer1 is a venture of Layabox, which is a world's leading HTML5 engine provider, working with giants such as Google, Tencent, Huawei, etc. By August 2018, Laya had over 140,000 monthly active developers. At the same time, over 70% of the listed game companies are all using Laya's engine. Laya 1 will be using HPB and its corresponding blockchain offload engine to bolster its digital signature processes. Another partner is ITCEC. ITCEC was founded in 1988 and it is affiliated to China Electronic Corporation, CEC, which is a People's Republic of China state-owned company, a world top 500 enterprise for 7 consecutive years, and it is one of the largest producers of telecom equipment in China. HPB has come to agreement with ITCEC to build a new industrial city development and operation services platform based on HPB mainnet. This is a second Chinese state-owned company that is actually building on HPB. Another institution that I would like to mention is SME Finance Forum. The SME Finance Forum works to expand access to finance for small and medium businesses. Xiaoming Wang said that partnering with the SME Finance Forum allows us to effectively position ourselves to develop blockchain infrastructure for SMEs. We are excited to learn from other members and explore opportunities through SME financing together. I think this might bring many opportunities for future partnerships with other members of the forum. So this is the 5 reasons to consider buying HPB, and now let's look where HPB sits price-wise. HPB is currently sitting at the 3rd page of CoinMarketCap with market cap around $17 million and around 40 cents per HPB. Now again, this is not a financial advice, but I personally think that given the fundamentals, the reasons I just spoke about, this is really low and this project is a ticking time bomb. I also invite you to subscribe to this channel because this is only the first video, this is the beginning, we are going to be making much more. Now thank you for watching and I hope to see you soon again.